Welcome to Tactics and Touchlines. We're on the Premier League preview. The biggest game going on this weekend is Manchester City Tottenham Hotspurs at the Tottenham Hotspur Sports Stadium. We know that in the first round, Tottenham Hotspur's Thomas Frank defeated Manchester City by 2-0. Can they do another upset on the team in Manchester City to give Arsenal more hopes of they picking up the league title this season? Or Manchester City, with a lot of injuries in their team, go to Tottenham Hotspur, who they've had one of the worst home records in the Premier League, go and win comfortably there. We'll go into some of the Premier League games happening. We'll find out from my pundits what they think about this week, the games happening, and also we'll go into some of their predictions to also help you bet on My Bet Africa. This show is brought to you by My Bet Africa. Today, they are telling us that they want to enter into politics a bit with the MPP primaries coming up. They want us to just enjoy, have fun with that. So all they are telling us is that go onto their platform. Their Telegram platform will be pasted in the description, and also a QR code will be pasted on the screen. You scan the QR code, go onto their Telegram platform, predict anyone you are thinking who is going to win with their primaries, and also you get a chance to win free bets on MyBet.Africa. So they are giving 20 Ghana cedis, 50 Ghana cedis to just predict. So it's not about just the election, it's about they giving us free bets and also we having fun. So let's enjoy this and make sure that before Saturday, we have our predictions available so that we can stand a chance to win 20 Ghana cedis free bets on MyBet.Africa. We are welcome, Ralph. You are welcome, Prince, on today's Tactics and Touchline EPL preview. Before we go into it, let's have a bit of discussion. Who are we tipping to be the flag bearer for the new patriotic party or MyBet.Africa? That's the option they are giving us. So who are you predicting? So if we can give our predictions on it very quick.
This one, Bamia and 4.5.
Bamia and 4.5. Okay. Who are you predicting very quick?
Who, me?
Yeah, Prince, who are you predicting? Because my bet is giving out free 20 to 50 Ghana cedis.
Maybe I go.
I go Bamia and Kennedy.
Bamia and Kennedy.
Okay, so let's go into the EPL games have this weekend. The first game is Brighton against Everton. We have Leeds United against Arsenal, Wolves against Bournemouth, Chelsea West Ham, Liverpool Newcastle, the Alexander Isak derby. We have Aston Villa Brentford. We have Man United Fulham, Nottingham Forest Crystal Palace, Tottenham Manchester City, and Sunderland against Burnley. Let's go into the Tottenham against Manchester City game. Firstly, let me start from that is Sam. Looking at this game, in the first round, Manchester City played at home at the Etihad, and Thomas Frank got a chance to defeat them by 2-0. Record shows that anytime Tottenham Hotspur are playing at home in this fixture, in their last 5 meetings, it has been City gets to win this one, Tottenham gets to win the next, City gets to win the next, and it goes on. So the last winner was Tottenham Hotspur. Looking at this Manchester City team, I tipping them to win this game. And also with a lot of injuries in their defensive line, and also now Doku is also out. What do you think Pep Guardiola needs to do, especially with Arsenal slipping on the league block?
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. And before I start, someone sent me money. He said I made a bold prediction last week.
Yeah, for Arsenal against Liverpool.
Arsenal against Man United and
yeah, Arsenal against Man United.
And he won. He's now a rich man, so Charlie. This one. So now
that's nice.
City Tottenham. I think one thing you shouldn't do when you are against City is let that team smell fear or a slight blood in the ocean. They will start fighting like their life depends on it. I think with City, they've had their fair share of ups and downs this season with injuries and I think some losses here and there. I watched their match last weekend. And I think the addition of Gay to that back line has brought up the spark in their defense. There are times that just one player can revive whole team. And if you watch that match, that was his first match with the whole pack, and he played as if he has been with them for months. There are times that you need that little spark of energy to boost the whole team. And there are players like Geyi, Semenyo, Mamouche, Cheki that haven't won the EPL, and they'll jump on the slight opportunity to win the EPL. With this, and on the other side with the Tottenham team, they are having a very bad run. I think they are having goals in their nets each and every weekend. And if you are coming against a team like City that with this great powerhouses, Haaland, Semenyo, Foden, Czech, I think there's guys in that team that can do damage if you play against them. And Tottenham are in no form to play against City at this moment. And playing against them in their home grounds, I think it's more like a daylight something for City. So I'm tipping them to win this match also. I think it will be an easy game for City this weekend. Yeah.
Okay. Ralph, let's look at Tottenham Spurs. If you are looking at the Premier League table on home form, they are one of the worst teams with home form, especially losing a lot of games at home and a lot of draws. They are not picking wins. The last time they picked them at home was the 6th of December against Brentford, Thomas Frank's former team. There's been a lot of backlash on Thomas Frank, especially players he's signing. They are going for Andy Robertson, who Liverpool are looking at selling to Tottenham Spurs. They've gone in for Gallagher, joining their team. Do you think the team is so packed enough that Thomas Frank is not using them well? And what do you think is going on with Thomas Frank, especially losing home games, which every team is looking at winning home games and at least struggling when they travel? What do you think is going on with this Tottenham Spurs setup?
Thomas Frank has been overwhelmed with the quality he has in the setup. He has not worked with so much top players like that in his career as a manager. At Brentford, he had the Mbuemos, the guys who could be able to, exactly. But over here, these guys some of them are big boys. Christian Romero, for example, that boy is a tough guy who, he's a big boy. You get it. And some of Kudus Mohammed, from where he's coming from, Champions League. I mean, some of these guys are Richarlison, bad Brazilian boy. That boys are, these guys, I want to use the word stubborn. You get it. Even though he's the manager, he's trying to get things together, but it's not really taking shape for him. And he's really, really struggling to the extent of even adding Andy Robertson to his setup. He has added Conor Gallagher. Yeah. I don't know. It's been a long time I saw Dominic Solanke. I feel Dominic Solanke is also coming in.
Yeah, he played in that.
He scored a goal. He scored a goal in the Champions League.
He scored in 2 Champions League games in a row.
Exactly. But it's been a long time I saw him in the league. I don't know if he got injured or something.
Yeah,
Thomas Frank. Yes, Thomas Frank. Daniel Levy, the chairman of Tottenham, and the board itself, they have given him some time, because if not for what they believe in him, that he can be able to work things, like, he would have been sacked a long time ago, because he has quality players that you can match some of these top teams, top 4 teams. In terms of player quality, he can match some of these teams. You get it. From the goalkeeper to the right backs to the central defense, every place he can match them good for good. I mean, some of the key players are not even getting game time. Key players like the guy from Brighton. He's Bissouma. Yeah. Bissouma is not even getting game time these days. That should tell a sort of quality he has. But getting a team together is a problem for him. He has Javi Simons. These are top players.
Even sir.
Yes. Papi Matissa. Yes. Also,
I think he's the only manager in the Premier League having 4 strikers as of now in his setup.
100%. And he can't still get things together. They'll give him now. They are going to give Thomas Frank till next season. He's in a bad shape, even though Liverpool is really struggling, which I'm really, really worried about. But as for Spurs, they are also in a very, 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 very bad shape. So I feel he has to be very, very decisive and very, very, very alert. He should call the shot. If a player is not playing well, he should get a right to drop that player. Because I've watched games where Richarlison was 0, but he kept playing Richarlison. He kept. I feel. I don't know if he's getting the pressure coming from the top hierarchy at Tottenham Hotspur. I don't know if they are influencing his selection and player, whatever. But I feel he should be bold in call the shot at Tottenham Hotspur. He should choose the players who want to play for him. Because if you look at Thomas Frank at Brentford, he likes players who are hardworking, players who can run 90 minutes non-stop, players who are going to chase, very physical. But this person are not doing that. They want to become the stylish, they want to play the stylish football and all. But he likes players who are going to kick hard, use set pieces, dominate in terms of area duels and all. So I feel if Thomas Frank is able to use the system he was using at Brentford at Tottenham Hotspur, they are going to fly. So I feel they are going to give him to next season. If he's not able to do well, they are going to kick him out of the team.
I think let me just chip in, and I think one thing that's keeping him in that job now is the Champions League. I think if
Yes.
he loses that spot, that is it. Because this season is actually worse than last season. Because last season at this time they're not at that 14th, if I'm not lying. So I think it will be a miracle if he's still there at the end of this season. Yeah.
Okay. So Prince, looking at these both teams, with your hopes as an Arsenal fan is Manchester City getting to lose this game, and at least Arsenal winning to stretch the league. Looking at Manchester City, Tottenham Hotspur, tactically, which team do you think is having the upper hand over the other? And also, what are you expecting from this game?
Okay, so tactically, Man City has it all, even with the fact that they have injuries. I think Ralph mentioned about Daniel Levy. I don't know, but I think he's no longer with Tottenham.
Yeah, now he's no longer with Tottenham.
He resigned, I think, in this season.
He resigned before they appointed Thomas Frank.
Yeah, Thomas Frank. So he's no longer with them. And Sam also mentioned the fact that Tottenham's team, Man City, are ruthless up front and all that. But personally, I think on a good day, if Tottenham, the back line, this Van de Ven and Romero, if they have their good game, honestly, they can stop any attack. And it's clear, except if they are going to play against Chelsea or maybe Arsenal, because usually when they play against Chelsea, they have a very bad record in Chelsea. But on a good day, these two guys at the back are so good. And this game actually will come a long way to put a bit of pressure on Thomas Frank, however it goes. Today I was trying to refresh my timeline just to see if there will be a news where maybe Thomas Frank is giving maybe the next game to win or they'll sack him. You know, usually when managers are given that kind of mandate, it pushes them to win every game. So I was thinking they'll just give a kind of a warning or probably something like that hey, with the next game or else you are going to be out of this club. So at least it gives him that edge to want to win the next game. But unfortunately, I didn't say anything like that. So, but personally, I see Tottenham doing something, especially playing at home. I think Tottenham will stand a chance to either pick a point or probably all the three in that game. I wish them all the best. I'm solely behind them, and they should go for it. This is a London support. If coming from a London.
You should also add that this is a bias support.
No, this
is a London support.
we defeated their boss. We find ways and means to bring their boss down, which is Arsenal. City will do same this weekend. Simple.
This is a North London,
not London friendship.
Alliance.
Friendship, yeah.
Okay, so friends, what do you think the scoreline would be, especially with this Tottenham Manchester City game?
I see a 2-1 win for Tottenham.
For Tottenham Hotspur. Ralph, the scoreline for this particular game.
Oh, City will win by 2-0.
2-0. Okay. Sam, what do you think the scoreline would be?
4-1.
4-1 for Manchester City.
4-1 for City.
Okay.
If you watch,
let's touch on some of the Premier League games happening. Leeds United against Arsenal. Leeds United hasn't lost at home for almost getting to 2 months now. They've been having a home record against some of the big teams. Chelsea went there to beat, Liverpool went there to draw, and City with that convincing win at a 4-3. So Leeds United are playing against Arsenal. Is there pressure on Arsenal, especially going into this game after 3 games, just picking 2 points out of 3 games? Prince, looking at your team now, do you think it's that bad patch times that comes in and they need to get this Leeds United game 3 points and move on from it? What are you expecting for this particular game, especially with the record of Leeds United at home?
Yeah, I think with such a record, that's where Arsenal comes in. You know, when you have this record meeting Arsenal, we get to put your record away and help you settle well with your previous record. We don't.
Arsenal comes in and rewrite the record.
Rewrite the record for you, so you get to start with a clean slate.
Okay.
Anyway, but I feel like Leeds are going to give it a tough time. These guys are so good. I remember when they played against Liverpool, they scored Liverpool a last-minute goal, which was so painful. I remember when I watched that match when Slot was so furious because he felt like he was picking a point in that game just until the 9 minute. I think they scored a winning goal. I don't know if they drew the game or they scored a winning goal.
No, they drew with Liverpool.
Yeah, they drew Liverpool because Slot thought he had picked the 3 points and just the last minute a corner kick came in and those guys drew the game. They are so good. They are so good. In the first leg, they came to a minute and I think we scored them 5-0. Is it 5-0?
Yeah, 5-0. So with Victor Perez getting 2 goals.
Yeah, 2 goals were there. And I don't see a similar scoreline in this game. This actually they're playing at home. They're going to give us a very tough game. They are going to want to. I think they're one of the teams who like to sit back and want to play on counter and all that. There are times too they want to open up and play. I think there are various styles that they play with. They sometimes want to open up and play with you because when I watched the game they played against Liverpool, it was a game of equal balance. They came out, played just like Liverpool also wants to come out and play and all that. So I think Arteta would have to go in with his A game. We are fortunate to have all our players fit. Timber is fit, Carrafero is fit, Havertz is back. All these guys are back.
Havertz is back.
Yeah, going into the we're already in the second part of the season. It gives us a boost. Now, February we are not going to play any Champions League game because we had an automatic qualification there. So we're going to resume Champions League somewhere in March. Now there's enough rest on some of these games that were piling up on us. So I think Arteta could now rotate the squad. Some of these players can get enough rest. The last game we played in the Champions League against Kayamati or something like that. I saw him inventing Havertz in the middle there, and he changed the formation and all that. I think this is all good for us now going into the final part of the season. And this Leeds game is going to be another decider for us.
Okay, so what will be your score prediction for this game?
I see a 3-1 win for us.
A 3-1 win for us. Ralph, let's look at the Liverpool-Newcastle game at Anfield. This game from previous years didn't have the hype as recently. Now it's been named the Alexander Isak Derby. Newcastle at the St. James Park, you went there to defeat them by 3-2. The last minute goal by the young chap in Gamoa. Now they coming to Anfield. Do you think there's pressure on Slot, especially after that 6-0 win? And what are you expecting from this Liverpool game against Newcastle?
But the inconsistency on the side of Slot is too much. The inconsistency is too much. We play well. I remember when we played against Arsenal. Ben said it that. Ben told me. Let me quote the true Ben said. Ben said, Omega could cheer for Mobo against Ben. And truly, Omega could cheer for Mobo. Liverpool. We play well today against Arsenal at the Emirates. Liverpool dominated. I was happy. I said, we are back. Fine. League game. 1-1 Burnley. The inconsistency. Look at Bournemouth. Look at the time Bournemouth scored. I mean, I don't know, but it seems the league and Slot is finding it difficult with the Premier League teams. They have figured him out and how he's playing. Unfortunately for Slot, the Champions League teams, they don't know how Liverpool is playing that much. Therefore, when they meet Liverpool, they carry back. Inter Milan. I mean, PSV came to Anfield, people has 4 goals to 0, etc. Itself is a big game for Ancelotti, and Jeremy Gaga said something which got me a bit scared. He said Liverpool find it difficult to make the top 4. Hey, we can't have all these quality players and playing in Europa. It can't be possible.
Yeah.
And Stroll should do anything possible. Look at Liverpool, defending champion, who is now been trying to get into top 4. Wow. You know, so against Newcastle United, Jeremy Frimpong has picked up an injury. We don't have a centre back. That is the problem I'm having with our board. We told them go for Maguire. Currently, Ibrahim Konate is out. Joe Gomez is out. Against Karabakh, we played Gravenberg as a central defense. And Wataru and Usemefeta played as a right back, which means we are going to play against that system. These are players who are not used to this particular position. We are going to force them. Tactically, it plays into the hands of Eddie Howe. He knows very well that whoever is in that position that is not the player's natural position. Attack him with everything and you're going to go there. It means that against Newcastle, Wataru Endo is coming up against Anthony Gordon. The pace is going to. Bruno Guimaraes is around, Sandro Tonali and all those boys. But Anfield, let's see how it goes. We have lost games at Anfield this season, but the season is taking shape gradually. If you are losing games this time, make sure that it's there for the taking. Liverpool can beat Newcastle on paper everywhere, but it's the character, the attitude they are going to show on the pitch is also going to matter. I see Liverpool winning that game. We lost against Bournemouth. We won against Karabakh. We want to build up on that form and consistency. I see Liverpool winning that game also.
Okay, so what would be your score prediction for the Liverpool-Newcastle game?
Liverpool win by 2-1.
2-1. Okay. Sam, let's look at Man United at Old Trafford versus Fulham. After a brilliant win for Man United against Arsenal, they defeated Manchester City. Now they are going against a Fulham. Most Man United fans were speaking and saying that they are looking at this game, they are more scared playing Fulham than playing Manchester City and Arsenal. You being a Man United fan, going into this game, are you also scared? Because Fulham would bring something different from what Arsenal and also Manchester City brought to that particular game. And are you trusting Carrick to go on and win this game?
Okay, so I think that it's a fair thought to be scared of these small teams because they play with a more different tactics and a different style of play. When you're playing against City or let me say Liverpool, because they come in with this powerhouse of attack, so you also they will play their own game, attack and open up. But with teams like Fulham, that they'll play that compact game, sit back and just wait for the slight chance to pounce on you. So it's a great task for Carrick and the boys also. But with these 2 wins in this previous weekend, I think it has built. It's more of the character, not against City and Arsenal. Just one touch, beautiful football. Attack.
Dogu is injured though.
Doku is injured, but Mason Mount is there, Cunha is there. So we equally have people that can play and score good goals. So I think they should just work in with that same morale that they played with against Arsenal and against City, and hopefully we will win that match also. Yeah.
Okay. What scoreline are you predicting for this particular game?
3-0. 3-0.
A 3-0 win for Man United. Okay. So let's look at some of the Premier League games happening and our predictions for also our viewers who will be watching, so that they can also go onto the MindBet.Africa platform and also make some money on there. So, Prince, Brighton against Everton, what will be the scoreline for that game?
I remember last week, there was this game like that Ralph said, is it 3-3 or is it 4-4? I don't know.
Yes, it was Bournemouth. No, it was last 2 weeks. It was Bournemouth against, I think, Brentford.
He gave a high scoring goal prediction. I think I see a similar thing in this game. This game should be producing goals because of actually Brighton. Brighton likes to play out and score more goals. So a 2-2 scoreline, I see.
Ralph, let's look at Wolves against Bournemouth. Wolves are playing at home now. They are on form. What do you think the scoreline would be for this particular game?
I see Wolves winning the game by 2 goals. So, Ben is a 2-2. That game is ending 2-2. Yes.
Okay. Sam, let's look at Chelsea against West Ham. 2 London teams playing together at Stamford Bridge. What would be the scoreline for that game?
I think a win for Chelsea. 3-1.
3-1 for Chelsea.
Yeah.
Prince, Aston Villa against Brentford. Aston Villa are gradually chasing the title race. They've added Tammy Abraham to their team. What will be the scoreline for this particular game?
Yeah, I think they also added Douglas Lewis.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think they're beefing up their squad.
But
the final.
Sorry, Douglas Lewis was first and Aston Villa.
No.
And he sold him to Juventus. And he came on loan.
So that is the second coming, right?
Yeah, the second coming of Douglas to help them win the Premier League.
we just wish him all the best.
Then we'll bring Trent back. Charlie.
So, I see Arsenal picking up the 3 points in this game. Maybe a 2.
The 3 point
for Arsenal.
Okay. And Ralph, let's look at Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace. 2 teams that are struggling this season in the Premier League.
Big match. Nottingham 2, Crystal Palace 1.
Crystal Palace. Sam, the last game on Monday, Sunderland against Burnley. What do you think the scoreline will be?
I think Sunderland will win by either it will be 2-1 or just 1 goal for.
Okay. So let us know in the comment section your EPL predictions. The Tottenham Hotspur Manchester City game. Predict the scoreline and also give us 1 player tipping to score. And in our next EPL preview, we'll announce the winner and also credit you with some free bets from MyBet.Africa. So give us your predictions now in the comment section. Thank you, Raf. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Prince, for joining us to have a preview on the EPL games happen.
Thank
you.
Okay.